reishi mushroom is one of the top adaptogens and tonic herbs that we have available and accessible to us today. It's also one of my favorite herbs, and it also happens to be the most scientifically researched herb on the planet. So all of these things can indicate there's something going on with this herb, and it's something we should probably pay attention to. Yet reishi is such an amazing herb, but the problem is there's a lot of different products on the market. Some are better than others, some are more effective than others, some are more potent than others. So really there's a couple things we need to keep in mind and a couple things we need to know and identify and realize when choosing a reishi product. And this is important because reishi does a lot of different things, a lot of beneficial things, and it's a very chemically and bioactively complex organism. So basically we need to make sure we're getting the best product and the best form of the product to make sure that we're going to get the benefits that we need to get. So first, number one, we need to figure out what's the best form of reishi, and then number two, what is the best form of reishi product that we can take. So the number one, what is the best form of reishi? What's been scientifically shown and proven and validated to be the most potent and effective for delivering all the various benefits and amazing properties that reishi has. Now basically this is called Dunwood reishi, or reishi that's grown on a specific kind of wood that's been shown and scientifically validated to produce the best reishi, meaning it has the most of the active chemicals, the most of the active constituents, and the most potent concentration of all the things that we want that give reishi its amazing properties. Now I've posted a link for a blog post below where you can learn more about this in more detail, the whole story, the history, all the how and why and all the details. And I highly recommend you click the link below and definitely check that out and learn more. So that's the first thing, is number one, we need to make sure we're getting a Dunwood reishi, and that's D-U-A-N W-O-O-D. And that ensures a couple different things. It ensures, number one, it's grown in the right way, in the right soil, and in the right conditions, grown on the right medium, harvested at the right time, and that also it's actually free of chemicals and pesticides. Because when it comes to this specific kind of reishi, it's actually regulated by the government, and it's strictly forbidden to use chemicals or pesticides or fertilizers or any of these things. And the whole process from start to finish is very controlled and very precise and very fine-tuned to produce the best reishi product that they can possibly produce. So if you're buying, all these different products in the market, unless it's clearly labeled Dunwood, chances are all of these things which I've just stated are not true. And again, check out that blog post below the video to learn more. So that's the first thing, is number one, we want Dunwood reishi because it ensures that reishi is grown in the way that it needs to be grown, because like we are what we eat, I mean, if we eat cardboard and rubber shoes and garbage, what's going to be our health? Nothing. If we eat fast food all day and don't really nourish ourselves and don't drink water and don't breathe air and don't exercise, our health is going to be pretty minimal and pretty poor. Just like same thing with plants and herbs and all these other things, they are what they eat. And a lot of people grow reishi on just sawdust or brown rice or all these other mediums, but again, they haven't been scientifically shown to be as potent as reishi grown on Dunwood. So that's the first thing. Number two is to make sure that the reishi that we're getting is actually a hot water concentrated extract, or even better, what's called a dual extraction, where they use hot water and alcohol to extract both the water-soluble and the oil-soluble constituents from reishi and then bring them together in the product. Because there's various triterpenes and terpenoids and oils and ganoderic acids, etc., and also various polysaccharides and beta-glucans and immune factors. And some of these are oil-soluble, some of these are water-soluble, some of these are water-soluble. So unless we're having an oil and a hot water extraction, we can miss out on some of these. So basically you want to make sure you're getting a concentrated extract. Some products on the market are just basically, they take a whole reishi mushroom, grind it up into a powder, put it in a capsule or put it in a jar and sell that to you. And you might think, wow, it's $8, I'm getting such a deal. But basically you can take the entire bottle and get really no effect, because all of the active constituents in reishi are bound up in something which is called chitin, which is like what crab shells are made of, and it's basically like why we can't digest tree bark usually. You can probably physically grind it up into a powder, put it in a smoothie, or somehow get it into your body and mechanically eat it, but actually in a digestive assimilation level, we don't actually digest or absorb any of it. So that's why a hot water or a dual extract, a concentrated extract, is best. Now when it comes to extracts, I think for general tonification or adaptogenic and long-term consumption, a full spectrum concentrated extract is best, meaning where it's 8 to 1 or 10 to 1 parts whole herb are concentrated down into 1 part extract. And there are some products in the market which just do 50% this chemical or 20% this chemical or 80% that chemical. And that's fine for specific situations or specific conditions, but that's a little more like a drug and a little less like a full spectrum herb, because reishi has 600 and 900 different active ingredients that we've actually identified. It's probably more we haven't identified. So to just focus in on 1 or 2 and say, oh, that's all we need, when there's 600 to 900 other things, it's kind of silly, and we can kind of miss out on the whole bigger picture of what the herb can offer. So hopefully that's been helpful, because I get a lot of questions about, oh, what's the best form to take and what's the best right, because there's so many different things on the market, there's so many different products on the market, and there's just a lot of confusion. And it's important to distinguish quality and get the best, because you're spending your money, you're investing your time, you're investing your energy and effort, and also, most importantly, we want the results that the herbs can offer and that they promise and that they've been researched and shown and validated to actually provide for people. So hopefully that's been helpful, and again, definitely check out the link below to learn more and explore all the details and all the depths about all the things that I've just talked about. If you have any questions or comments, post them below, and I'll talk to you soon.